Hey, what's up, guys? I got Joker in my lap. I need to get a GABA pen, but that's okay. Uh, I came across a guy's page, uh, the Danta Show Network. It's THEDONTA, and then the word Show Network, so the Danta Show Network. Um, so throw him a follow. He's actually also um, a follower of Christ, a Christian. I wanted to, I didn't think about it now, but I wanted to point him out because he's very similar to me. Just an example of like, I have a Christian sister in Christ that she cusses like a sailor, or used to, or still does, or whatever the case may be. But just the same way, like when you hear somebody's a veteran, you think, oh, like World War I or two. That's just where your mind goes. Um, but not judging a book by its cover. It's just kind of like some things like that is kind of like an innocent thing, not something that we do on purpose, but something that we do nevertheless. And I'm always looking around and doing stuff because I'm always doing a million things at once. But I have to multitask because like I've slept almost two and a half days in a row out of 4 days. So um, with my energy levels, I never know when I'm gonna bottom out and stuff. Because I don't really ever hit REM sleep because I'm having a lot of spiritual attacks. Like they've been getting worse and worse, like really bad. Like so bad to where the average person. See, and as soon as I said that, look at this. Y'all think I'm making this stuff up. That says, I'm not gonna say that number, but that's as soon as I said spiritual attack and they're getting worse and worse, that number came up. I don't know if y'all saw that, but it's the no number for the mark. It's the number of the mark of the beast is what it is. Um, but on top of the attacks, and then my pain, and then I have insomnia and night terrors and all these other things, and the cats. Um, I'm like just totally, my body's exacerbated beyond belief. Plus, I take like 60 pills a day or something. And it's like every time I go to the doctor, I get more medicine. I have another disease. I didn't used to have high cholesterol or acid reflux or something else, but now I got put on those pills and I didn't even notice that until I picked up my medicine one day. So like my body's breaking down, but the Lord's holding me together, and that's what matters. So all the glory to God. But something he was talking about is like non-straight people. I'm not good at saying all the technical terms of the of like the, I don't know, you would say like the alphabet community or whatever the right term would be. I'm not good with that stuff, and I can't keep up with it. My brain just doesn't work that way. Like I'm not that smart to begin with. Um, so I try to, I guess I'll try to find a way to say it to where you know what I'm referring to. But he was talking about that, and the way he was talking and stuff, especially about how he used to be with women, which is the same way I used to be. Um, like for example, if you don't go through how you used to be compared to how you are now, then you're doing a disservice to God because that's our testimony, right? So if you used to be like a cat burglar and now you work an honest job and you haven't stolen nothing in 40 years, well, yeah, the Lord's transformed you, right? You've been delivered from being a cat burglar. And whether it's that or something with relations with women or men, promiscuity, whatever it is, there's nothing God can't do. And so, but when you start saying, oh well, I don't want to hear stuff about your ex, like it's not like is some of it played up a little bit because you're like bragging or you like, oh, I was with four guys or five guys or 10 girls or 10 guys or whatever at one time. Yeah, maybe initially the shock and awe is like, oh, I mean that's really not the greatest thing in the world anyway. But if you've already done it in the past, you've done it in the past. But it's about the fact that that's how you used to be, and there's plenty of people like that, and it's actually very common for a lot of new believers to come from like some type of crazy sexual behavior to like kind of like overnight they're like, oh, I got right back on track that quick because like a lot of times God will show people a vision of hell or something like that, like kind of like the path of self-destruction that you're going on is kind of like that type of dichotomy of it, if that's the right word to say or whatever. Um, and listening to him talk just kind of sparked my memory that I've got a lot of things that are very similar to what he had, and I'm gonna start a playlist now. I'll just keep it going. I'll just start doing way shorter videos. I know I keep saying that, but I actually keep it focused. It's just hard because I got a million things in one going in my mind all the time. Um, but I will definitely keep it shorter. Um, but to the point. All right, here, let me move y'all closer. Hold on a second. Let me move my mouse. Let me move y'all right here. Joker's in my lap. I don't know where Harley went. Baby. Let me show y'all my baby. Can't really see him because he's so black, but you see that toe being. You know. Sleepy baby. Daddy baby. Daddy baby. But anyway. So what the video is about is I was working at Walmart. There was this like chubbier black dude, shorter, and this little like thin kind of like bald headed, kind of like my hair, dude named Chris. And it was like 09 or 10 or something. And we were all co-workers at the Walmart in electronics. And so we worked together like, I don't know, 3 or 4 or 5 months together. I don't know how long. Long enough to be friends and stuff. And that's back when they had like the cell phone thing right next to the station for electronics. And so we're all like in close proximity. And the majority, it was just us three. And me and the black dude never hung out. I can't remember his name. But I think I probably told this story before. I tell so many stories at random. I can't remember when I told them. So if you heard it already, I apologize. But so me and Chris were we were all like good friends and coworkers, and we would hang out in the break room and stuff. And I don't see like preferences, or I don't see like, oh, this person likes guys or this person likes girls or whatever. I don't care. I don't care in the sense that like I don't judge nobody. I do the same thing for you that I do for my own mother, regardless of what you are, right? So that's just how I am. You know, I love everybody, and I don't judge people. I may not like what you do. I might try to call you out on something or whatever, but I'm not gonna I don't judge anybody. That's just not, I ain't never been that type of person. Like, have I done it in the past? Yeah, we've all done it. But as far as like judging for somebody for who they like or whatever, I don't do that. And I'm not gonna get into like the the Christian part of it. That's not the point right now. It's actually the complete opposite. Um, so, just like the book The Secret and all these self-help things and all these things like manifesting stuff, which is ironically, I just realized when you say that, you literally are, but you're not manifesting anything of God. You're manifesting stuff of the enemy. Because even Lucifer appeared as an angel of light. And so I was extremely suicidal. I was not medicated. Prior to this, I was like, wrote this stuff on Facebook and all this stuff, and I was like, I no longer have a will to live. And to my black people out there, my fellow brothers and sisters out there, I'm black, white, French, and German, and a bunch of other stuff. But to my black people out there, we got to start talking about mental health. And it's just that simple. And I found that my baby cousins, like half my age, especially the girls, are all open to talk about their stuff to some degree or a high degree. Versus the boys, it's like, gang, I'm hard, I'm a real nigga, I'm a hold it down, all this stuff. But not only do I have a God-given gift of empathy, but I can read people, and I can read when people have been through similar things as me. It could be the tone of voice, it could be eye contact, it could be anything. I pick up on it easy. And am I going to mention the Lord and the good news and the gospel and all that? Absolutely. I may not do it right off the bat, but in some degree, even if it's just 10 seconds, I'm going to mention it. And because you don't want to, like, bash people over the head with the Bible, so to speak, right? But if I see that you're on a path to hell, there ain't no way I can say I'm a follower of the Lord if I don't try to step in and help. Because let me tell y'all something. Death is final. Hell is final. And heaven is forever. I'm not going to tell you why I said that the way I said it, but you can think about it. And also on that note, all the material things that you have, how much of that stuff can you take with you when you're in the ground? 0. That's why the Lord says focus on me, and the Lord says focus on Him, focus on the Lord and not other things of the world. But anyway, sorry, I said I wasn't going to get preachy, but I just had to throw that out there, I guess. I didn't mean to, but it happened. So I was thinking like, oh, okay, my birthday, I'm a Pisces. And the ironic thing is I've never liked when someone asks me my sign because I know where they're going. And so astrology, what is astrology? Astrology is a man-made deception that somehow being able to read the stars and all this stuff gives you some type of magical insight to like the universe and how that applies to your sign. It's, by actuality, all you gotta do is talk to God, and you don't need to be messing with that anyway. But when you do that and you mess with stuff like The Secret and all these other things, you're being deceived by something in the guise of, oh, this is a good energy or good light or good vibes or spread the love, or we're all equal, like some hippie type stuff or whatever. But not that hippies are bad or nothing necessarily. I'm just saying like that's the only thing I think of. My analogies are bad, but so what happened is And then also when I would post that stuff on Facebook, my dad is a street dude, like a gangster dude and all this stuff. And basically, I got treated like I was the most psychotic, insane, fucked up, useless, disappointment. You're a bitch ass nigga. You're a hoe. You're a pussy. You're a mark. You're a wimp. You're probably gay or a maggot replaced with the F, or a queer, or whatever my dad was thinking I was. And my other I'm talking about my male family members. I'm not talking about females. Because y'all gotta understand, in the black community, when you're talking about you're suicidal and this and that, and you're showing that level of weakness, trust me, you get called them names either in private or they're thinking it in their head. Because it's like, oh, well, they gotta be something like this. They gotta be whatever. They're too soft. And if they're too soft, then they're this and they're that or whatever, right? And even if they don't say it, you can tell how they look at you or treat you, right? And so it was all of that type of stuff. And I believe my mom was living with us then. Yeah, she did. And then I remember it was before this situation I'm talking about, I believe. But I had a mental breakdown, and they had to put me in the car, and I kept my eyes closed the entire time. And they were working on me, and I never opened my eyes. Like, I completely lost. Like, that's what I was saying. Is like, and I was unmedicated too. I didn't know I had the bipolar. I had absolutely zero mental health medication. So when I say it's only by the grace of God that I'm alive, but I remember in the car, my mom and dad, or my mom being like, "I'd never seen him like this before." So I can't even tell you what happened there, but I forgot about that till just now. But anyway, so I'm reading my astrology sign, and I kid you not, this is what it said. It basically said, you've been searching for love, and tonight's going to be the night that you find it in the most unexpected place. That's what it said. Now, this is the same, like I read that in the morning, and later the night is when we went out. Now, remember what I just told you for a reason. I don't subscribe to, like, judging somebody or whatever, right? Hold on one second. Because I don't. Is it this one? Actually, I don't know. Oh, sorry. There we go. And I'm trying to not give this away. But so we went to, let me just do this. We went to a strip club, me and my friend Chris, and we were drinking like, we got like a fifth or a small thing of Patron, which I don't really drink vodka anyway, but Patron is pretty strong, I think. And so we were drinking Patron, and then we were drinking when we got to the, because he was like, hey, do you want to go get some something to drink and like pregame before we go? And I was like, yeah, because I was like trying to really get my mind off of stuff from killing myself, for real. So yeah, I'm down forever, really. Like, let's go. And so I was like, yeah, alcohol, strip club, get some female attention, which I sorely needed, which I was trying to replace a stripper with my mom, but my mom and dad were like, we were trying to be a family again, and my mom wasn't really emotionally available, even though she would normally be, but she had other stuff going on. And now mind you, all this is going on, I'm thinking like, well, if my dad puts his hands on my mom, I'm gonna kill him, and then I'm gonna have to kill whoever comes over here, trying to mess with my mom. So like when Jamie tells Cersei that he'll burn the whole world for him down, it'll just be them two. That's how loyal I am to my mom. And I still talk about her like she's not dead, even though she's dead, but she's with the Lord. So I know she's with me, but I gotta wait till I die to see her, which sucks. But the Lord's kind of already been like, you're gonna be alive for a little minute. So I'm not really too happy about that, to be honest. But it is what it is. And then on the flip note, I was like, if something happens to my mama and I'm not here, well, then I'm going to kill myself. So it's just kind of like, then I'm going to be in hell. And then it's just going to be like, what was the point of anything? And my whole thing has always been like, well, if I had to kill myself because my mom's gone, I can't live without my mom. And then it's like, well, if that's the case, then why did God even put me here to begin with? It's such a waste of time. Like, because I was 3 months premature, and I was just like, God should just let me die instead of having to go through all this insanity with my mom and always be like, every second of the day is like a threat of like, oh, well, I might go to hell today. And I've already been through hell on earth. And so it's just kind of like really, it's hard to explain. If anybody's ever had that happen, you know what I'm talking about, but it's extremely difficult to explain. Because when I talk about this stuff, I'm not being hyperbolic or like dramatic. It's 100% like what it sounds like, but worse in a lot of ways. So I'm gonna try to keep these videos to under 30 minutes. So that way when you go through it, you can kind of, I guess, have an expectation of getting through them kind of quick. So all that's going on. So my mental state is completely just getting worse by the minute. And so we drink, we go in, we find some dancers, we go back out, we drink again. So now the alcohol's kicking in. And then he's like, are you good? I'm like, yeah, I'm good. And we kept drinking. Then we went back in again and did some, like, we're talking or hanging out or whatever, watching the girls. Like, we hadn't paid yet, but we were watching. And just kind of like people watching and watching them. I've only been to like the strip club like 3 times in my life, maybe 4. So it's not even something I really do. I've only done it at completely random intervals when I was younger, and usually not in a good mental state. And so we go back out one last time, and by this time I'm completely like fading fast. And he looked over and we had the doors open. He's like, you good, man? I was like, yeah, nigga, I'm good. What the fuck you talking about? I do this shit, right? So now we go back in the last time, and then I get the dance from the stripper. And by this point, obviously I can't drive, and he drove us anyways, so I spent like $350 on her. I think it was $250. And he was like, yeah, man, I had to take your card from you because you kept spending money on her. Because she was like a cougar, and I love older women, and she was like, oh, I love it when I have a connection with my clients, or she said something like that. So I'm like, oh. And plus I hadn't really been having too much female attention, so I was like really like, feeling myself and stuff, or her, or whatever, I don't know. And I hope she stopped stripping too, by the way. I just thought about that. But anyway, so at the point of like, I wasn't. It's very rare that I've ever like drunk alcohol with the intention of getting like totally like jacked up, right? And so, heck, hold on 1 second. I'm trying to check this thing. So these things kind of happen haphazardly and not thought out. But when you're in a bipolar meltdown, you don't think, you just react. And the worst thing could sound like the best idea, right? Um, and that's kind of how it was uh, happening. And so he was my ride. I didn't have a ride, so we went back to his place, and he had roommates and everything. And I met his roommates and this and that, and so that was cool and whatnot. Uh, and one of the roommates was like really attractive, like this redhead chick. And I think he said something like, "We're not gonna be going to talk to her." I don't know what he said. He said something, but like I remember she was sitting before I completely blacked out. I remember she was sitting because I was still awake at the strip club. I just wasn't like I was like I was like 75% like wasted. And I remember she was when we got up to his apartment. We had to go up all these steps, so he had to like carry me up the steps and stuff. And one of the last thing I really remember of the roommates is seeing her, and then he was like, "Yeah, we're gonna like that's her. I know she's hot, but we're going." Because he was just basically like, "Hey, you're too messed up. Like, don't harass her or whatever." I guess, which that makes sense. Which I wouldn't have anyways. Well, the normal me wouldn't have. I don't know about the drunk me. Uh, well, the drunk me, I'm just like I rap a lot and talk about like girls' butts or something. I guess apparently I've only been that blacked out like maybe less than 5 times, and I've had people tell me like, "Oh, you were rapping about her and this and that," and just like being like kind of like goofy and random, but not nothing like bad or nothing. Um, heck is going on? I'm trying to do all this stuff. Okay. So anyway, um, and then I remember going to his room, and then I laid on the floor and went to sleep. And then he got on his bed and went to sleep. Um, so he's like a night out with the coworker, right? Just like any other situation. And so uh, when I woke up, I was butt naked, like butt naked, and my dad had said something like, "Oh, he's looking at you like you're sweet or you're this or attractive or whatever." I don't know. But see, I literally don't see none of that, y'all. Like I don't, because I'm not thinking about that. Like if you're not a woman that I'm interested in, I literally don't. That doesn't come to my mind because I'm not even thinking about somebody in that way. They might be thinking about me in that way, but I'm not thinking about them in that way because I love women. I love girls. You know. Well, when I say girls, I mean women. I think y'all know that, but um, I guess nowadays you gotta clarify because people are weird or whatever. But um, can I not use this? You gotta be kidding me. All right, I gotta wait. How long? 2 minutes. What's the thing on this? All right, well, we'll just do that then. Um, oh, what's the time on this? 4. Okay. Uh, but yeah. Uh, so I'm like, okay, something homosexual might have happened. If it did, it's like it wasn't intentional. I didn't even realize that he was gay. I mean, he is gay, or was gay, is gay, whatever, or bisexual. But he had mentioned he had a girlfriend, like a serious girlfriend or a wife or something. I can't remember. But like, I guess he's one of them guys that you could look at and be like, oh, okay, yeah, he's just a regular dude. But you could say that about anybody. But again, when you're talking about me, every guy's a straight guy to me, right? Because I'm not, I don't look at, I don't look at men with the goal of like being with them, right? That's just women, right? Um, so I'm like, okay. But now that I think about it, it's probably more likely that I just took my clothes off. I know it might sound weird. Um, but when I woke up, he was asleep on his bed. So I was like, I probably just like stripped myself for some reason, which If there's people that have experience with being drunk all the time, like partying, I could probably see how a lot of people might do that. But then just to be on the safe side, I was like, okay, well let me conduct an investigation, a criminal investigation, make sure I wasn't like assaulted or nothing. Which even if I was, it was my fault regardless because I put myself in that situation. But my point is that the astrology thing was like a really telling deception of what how the devil operates because like I easily could have been like, oh, I'm meant to be gay and this like he loves me and this is what like girls, what do you mean girls, it's all about the men now or whatever, right? And I think that's how a lot of people get on that path is because of like bizarre situations like that seem like they're meant to be some type of like amazing revelation or something or whatever. That's why I wanted to share this video is just to let other people know that if something like that does happen, because I don't know if something happened or not, but I can pretty safely say nothing happened to me because primarily because I checked my derriere, like they say in it, and I was fine. Which, not well. I'm trying to figure out how to say this without being crazy. Well, there's really no way to say this without saying it, but if you have a donut and you put like that many fingers through the donut and move it around, well, it's going to be very clear that the circular part of the donut was messed up from interaction, which is there was nothing of that sort. And I'm not just saying that to save face or nothing. I'm saying that because that's what really happened. Now, could I have done something else to him? Who knows? But he didn't say anything to me, and he didn't seem like the type of bisexual person that was like that kind of way. Which I know with like uh, my aesthetics or whatever you want to say, um, you might be led to think differently, which is understandable. Um, but like the whole time he was like, I think you're drinking too much. You're all right. He helped me up there, and so it also could be this. You could also perceive it as, oh, well, he set you up for the okie doke. It's like, no, he didn't make me drink. I drank. He didn't like just buy the alcohol and be like, hey, let's like drink this. Like it'll be better for you. It wasn't nothing like that. Everything that I did on my own accord. But basically, he saw that I was in bad shape because I was telling him what was going on, and he was like, yeah, let's get you out of the house for a little bit. And that's when I went to the house to get some of my stuff. My dad saw him, and he was like, that's one of the few times I've ever seen my dad be really homophobic. Which, I mean, if you don't like a certain type of person, a group of people, that's you. Just don't be a hypocrite about it. Because you can't be a hypocrite to God. But I don't know if you want to say that was my gay experience or homosexual experience, or I don't know, however you want to term it. I would just say it's a really like random experience. But if anything, I would say it's my astrology experience because that's how deceptive the devil was. Because I'm up here thinking like, oh, I'm gonna talk to some chick and she's gonna be bad and blah blah blah, right? And it was a dude. But shout out to you, Chris. I hope you're doing good, man. Thanks for looking out for me. And I ain't never had no hard feelings or no ill will or nothing towards him. I was just kind of like, I just felt a little goofy for putting myself in that situation type of a thing. More than anything. It had nothing to do with, nothing to do with him or nothing at all in any way, shape, or form. So yeah. But now that I think about it, I do have another story that's very similar to that from when I was younger. These stories are similar. The context is similar, but the times that they've happened in are completely all over the place. Um, but I mean, I'm sharing all these stuff to help people get perspective and just try to help people get saved and let people know that whatever you've been through or going through, hopefully you can have a little bit of similarity in what I'm sharing that you may not want to be sharing with other people, because I know a lot of y'all are worried about your anonymity and all this, but I'm way past all of that. I'm not putting y'all down or nothing. I'm just saying that I'm just a person, just because like I don't really ever see my friends or family. I stay in the house. It's me and my cats, and y'all are my friends and my family, you know. So it doesn't faze me at all. You know, I'm being bold for the Lord. You know, and that's 100. So I'm not worried about trolls or naysayers. Like I'm trying to help who I can help. You know what I mean? But even somebody that's being trolling or negative or whatever, maybe in a year or 2 or 3, hopefully before the Lord returns, hopefully something that I said they might think about, and then, you know, God might put it on their heart to go to church or open their Bible or something, and maybe something can come to fruition, right? That's the hope. But you know, but that's that. That was back in like 09, 010, something like that, or 2010, whatever. So yeah, throw a follow. Just throw a follow. Throw a sub and a follow, or throw a sub on my YouTube to help me grow, help the community grow. And then like this video so more people can see it, because I can 100% tell you that I've definitely got the most insane life story, testimony, walk with God you'll ever hear in your life. 100%. I really thought about it, talked to God about it, but then I really thought about it because 90% of my stuff is blacked out because it's just really bad and I can't remember. But I've been remembering a lot. That's why I'm sharing the stuff as it comes. So it will be a little bit all over the place. I would like to write a book on it. I would probably need help with that though, but I would donate the proceeds personally to people in need, like veterans, elderly, homeless, the homeless first, stray animals, getting them chipped and the fleas off them and the shots, and then place them in a home directly, not like get them in a home as soon, like literally as soon as they're able to get homed. And so I'm do everything myself. Like I'm not gonna be just like sending a check or something to these random people and hoping that they help the people. Like I'll be helping people myself. But for right now, all I can do is help people through these videos. So Joker is sick of it. What's the matter, Eno? Jokey baby. What's the matter, baby? Him okay? Him okay? Oh, Eno. Him daddy, baby. Him okay? He's so pitiful. Oh, snap. So yeah, throw me a comment. Let me know what you think. And I guess that's really all I got for y'all right now. I'm about to do another video, so as it goes, I'm gonna be doing a video, as much as I can until my nerve starts hurting, then I'll stop. So when the videos stop, that means that I'm either asleep or I'm in too much pain to keep going. But throw me a follow, like the video to help more people see this, and leave a comment, good, bad, or ugly. Let me know what you think, and I love you guys. God bless you.